Okay, I think we are live, you guys. I think. I don't know for sure, but just in case, hello, champions. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's actually morning in California, not almost afternoon like it is in Central. Um, in Oklahoma. I am still in the Los Angeles area, and I can't wait to share all kinds of good stuff because today is called the magic of manifesting. And it's the start, even though I don't have the matching background. Sorry that I didn't prepare for the shift into February. I heard that the groundhog saw its shadow. So shame on the weather for wanting to have 6 more weeks of winter. But we are shifting into February, and this month we are going to be doing manifesting and and I changed it, other magical money moments. It was magical wealth moments, but I liked the alliteration with money and reality, money, worth. The question to ask yourself is, do you feel rich? Right? Is it money that makes you rich or is it wealth? And what are we measuring here? Is it the quality of your life? Because that's pretty spectacular. Sometimes our bank account doesn't reflect the life that we know we're meant to have. And that's what this month is going to be about. Um, Oh my gosh, you guys, I have so much to share. But before I do, I am Coach Tina. I am the founder of the Empowering Champions community. If you don't know me yet, welcome. If this is um, a group that you've been in for a while and you've just been kind of wondering what's up, well, what's up is we are in 2026 and we are rewriting the script of our life. And each month we are taking a component of life and attacking it. In my coaching, I use the 7 F's of life. Last month, we focused totally on the fitness aspect. And this month, we're looking at finance. And so, all things related to money, including organization, budgeting, all the things that deal with the part of your life that fuels the rest of it. Okay. So, like some of us have the biggest hearts in the world, me included, and we want to give out. But how can you do the things that you want to do to really support people if you don't have the resources to go behind it? Some of us give from that empty place, and eventually there's no more to give. And then we got to get creative, right? Or we shift into how can I make the money? Like the first time my head was blown in a wealth conversation was somebody told me they wanted to be a 6 figure giver. And what came with that is you have to have a pretty high income to be giving away 6 figures, right? Or a lot of savings or investments or outcome from that. And, this is a time when you ask yourself that question: what is it I really want? And why do I want it? And is my why so big that I am willing to do what it takes to get there? So if you're watching this live, please put live in the comments. If you catch this later in the replay, so happy to have you here. Also put hashtag replay in the comments. Love to know who's watching. And you know what? When you do that, it alerts others that this is material worth watching. And dang it, I know that this stuff is good and I know you guys need it. And I know there are people in our community who need it as well. So let's reach out to them as simply as putting a live or a replay or some insight that you get while I'm talking where you're like, ooh, that spoke to me and I really want to have others get benefit from it as well. Because I know you do. I know your hearts. You wouldn't be looking at this and recognizing your championshipness if you didn't see that you could be in this as well. So, I am getting a message that maybe my live video is not working. So I'm going to very quickly check us out on Facebook and see if we are there. Gotta love technology. And you know what we like to say? I love technology and technology loves me. And that's what we like to say. And I do not see my post in here. So let's keep going. Let's try to figure out. Um, do, 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 do. There we are. We are still live. And now you guys just had to sit through my boring, are we live or not thought. Let's get going. Okay. I don't need to be dragging this out any longer. I want you to know today is called the magic of manifesting. And we're going to start with the state that I'm in from finishing my breathwork certification. So, breathwork was not on my docket, you guys. Um, I don't really meditate. I'm not good at just sitting still for long periods of time. And then, you know, as many of you know, in April last year, I went to Africa. We did a program for underserved teens in Nairobi, and it was amazing. And through that, different things have happened. But when I got back from Africa, so if flashback so that you can remember the story, in right the day before we went to Africa, I got news that the government contract that I was working on was downsizing, and 5 of us were let go. And it was beautiful because I got to have a guilt-free time in Africa. Like, I had previously asked for time off and I didn't need the time off anymore, right? It was perfect. When I got back, you know, I started to have a little bit of that panic of what am I going to do with my life? But I had already been accepted to serve at the Tony Robbins Life Mastery event. And I said to myself, you know what? What would be good would be if I um, changed it from part time, because I was working and couldn't be there, to full time, and just leaned into my Tony work that I'd been serving part time, but not getting the opportunity to do full time. So one of the speakers at the Life Mastery was a new speaker, and he came on with such conviction, such certainty that he was about to change our lives. Now, I am about the most skeptical, untrusting person there is. But he was so convincing in the way that he talked about this being a life changing event that I laid down on the floor and I breathed with him and did it's about a 35-minute process. And oh my God, it changed my life. I had this moment where I felt more loved than I had ever felt in my life. I realized how important my life was. I realized what a blessing life was. And I had this vision that I was meant to become a breathwork certified practitioner. That thought had never crossed my mind. I didn't, you know, breathwork to me, I'm like, we all have been breathing for forever. Why would we do breathwork? Oh my gosh, it was surreal. And then I did what a lot of people do. I didn't do anything. I just thought about how I wanted to do it. Actually, I take that back. I went and I looked and I saw how much it was. And then I dithered and dathered. And I thought, you know, I should buy a course and see if I like the guy. And if I like the guy, then I'll do more, blah, 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 blah. And I sat back on it. I didn't do anything. And then, as many of you know, fast forward to we got asked to go to Romania and do the same thing we did in Kenya. And we were super excited. And the group of us that go, um, decided to do what we call a chosen family retreat. And we all went to Sicily. And we had this beautiful time together, bonding and sharing our skill sets. And one of the things we did while we were there is we had a gentleman that did breath work every morning. And his breath work was good. You know, I was excited. I was like, oh, yeah, I did this breath work back in April. And then I said, you know what? Let's do his breath work in this class. And so while we were together, we did breath work. And we were up on this little mountain top, you know, I mean, it's the rolling hills, kind of like you see those pictures of Tuscany. And in the morning, I was journaling because everybody had a life changing experience like I had had. I said, oh my gosh, my dream of teaching this breathing, when I went it through it the first time, I saw myself on top of a mountain teaching people how to breathe. Now, I assumed it was on top of Mount Kilimanjaro because that had been my focus when we got out of Fiji. And I thought, you know what? I just did this thing. How weird is that? How exciting is that? And they were so excited about it. They said, Tina, what if you could bring this breath work to our teenagers? We could incorporate it into what we're doing, and it could be so beneficial because the kids are a little skeptical when we start out. They're not open, they're not receptive. And this work is so freaking powerful. And so I said, I'll get certified and I will take us through how to do this. Okay. So he was giving a class in, obviously right now, the end of January through February. And I thought, I don't want to wait. I don't want to sit on it like I did before. And so I contacted him. And part of when you go in the in person is afterwards they give you the online course. And I said, do you think I could get the online course now? And I'll go through it. I'll get certified early and then I'll know. Well, that was my goal, to get certified before the end of the year. I did. I finished all of the material and it was really, really good. And then I went in person to California and I did this. And I'm so glad that I did, you guys. It was so incredible. Not at all what I was expecting. So powerful. And I am getting, oh, my internet connection has been restored. So I'm getting lots of in and outs. So I greatly apologize for that. Let me put my thing closer to the window. Maybe. I'm running on a hotspot while I'm in California. And I've got lots of um, battery power. So hopefully we're good. So as I was saying, I took the time to do the in person and we practiced and we did everything that we needed to do, and absolutely life changing. And now you're probably thinking, what in the heck does this have to do with manifesting? Today is all about the magic of manifestation. Well, whether you call what happened to me in the first breathwork scenario where I saw myself on a mountain teaching the work as being something you manifest or not, the reality is I did what I saw in my vision. And I kind of see that as manifesting. Okay. Now, manifesting is bringing to you something that is previously not there. Okay. Like you draw it towards you. And that can be a thought that turns into reality, right? And that's what happened. And so I went to this breathwork class in California feeling pretty confident and like, hey, I'm doing this thing, right? And then it was 4 days in a row. I had breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. One of the things that JP, so this is a class taught by JP, or as John Paul Creamy, and his tagline is breath work is like 20 years of therapy in one session. Well, we did a whole bunch of sessions this weekend, and I feel like I got 100 years of therapy in one session. Wow, right? So, me laying on the floor, taking the first step and doing this thing that I didn't really think was going to work was amazing. It was transformative. It allowed me to open up, and it literally has changed my life. And it has given me the belief again that I can change the world. Some of you know that's the whole point of my arms up in the air moments, is this thought of I can. When I was a little girl, I thought I could change the world. And there's all these pictures of me with my arms up in the air celebrating the victory that I knew was mine, right? And then as I got older, I gave up on this dream that I could actually make an impact and change the world. But what's happening with this breath work is I'm back to believing that not only can I, but I will. Now, how funky is that? I got to tell you, because like what happened after I did the online certification part is I started breathing every day. And now it's been over 45 days that I have introduced breath work every day into my life, which is beautiful and so um, life changing. I know I sound goofy, you guys, but it is incredible work. And so, one of the times that I did it after having the vision of being up on the mountain and stuff was that I am meant to help thousands of people with this work. And so as I go out and help the teenagers, there's part of the training is for couples. And you guys know I have a heart for marriages because of what Chris and I went through with being in 20-year plus marriages prior to meeting each other and knowing the struggle of divorce from a long-term marriage and the stress that that causes in the family. And to be able to have a tool now to help people at a root level, to help relationships mend and heal. Wow. I really can't express it any more than just saying wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So now that I know I'm meant to help thousands of people and I have seen that this shit is happening, like it isn't just I'm having the thought. I mean, my life already is full of so many amazing things. So why not manifest that as well? So that's what this month is about, is me sharing these crazy things, including this breathwork practice with you guys. One of the things that um, John Paul said we needed to do was offer this to as many people as we can. I need testimonials. I need other people so that I don't sound like a crazy person telling you that this will change your life. I need you to do this and have the experience and then write down or get on a video and share what this work was like for you so that other people will have that belief system that it didn't just happen to me, it's also someone else. And when we start to do that, people will listen, they will be excited, they will be able to make changes in their life. Oh, so excited about it. So um, let's talk more about the whole manifesting piece because I really want you to understand this. When I did the business mastery last month, the one of the things that happened was that we got second place on our business mastery um, competition that we did. And afterwards, I do this practice. I started at the beginning of the year, and it's called my Manifesto. And I did it because one of the women I went to Kenya with, and then then Sicily with, and then Romania. When we were in Romania, that she taught from the stage to the kids her manifestation process. And she said, like, here's the steps. You write things down, you do this, and then you say it every day in the morning and in the evening. And I did. And I went, so after the event, I was looking at my manifesto to do it in the morning, and I went, oh my gosh. When I had created my manifesto, I had used AI. I basically wrote down all my goals for the year from the end of the year retreat that I did. And if you haven't got that, put it in the comments, end of the year retreat. I will see what I can do to get it to you. I did all the process from the end of the year retreat, and I um, put in my values, things that I wanted, my goals for the year, and I fed it into AI. And I said, hey, I need a manifesto. Will you create me one? Well, it did. And I was a little bit busy, and I wanted to move forward with the audios, like reading it, putting it in, and listening to my manifesto. So I didn't correct it. I didn't put it in priority order. I just took what it gave me because it was close and did that. Well, line 3 and line 4 were specifically related to helping teens and helping the Hug Foundation. And that's what happened. at Business Mastery without me even thinking about it. I paved a way for us to get some donations, have exposure, have people interested in the program beyond us. And I realized that was through manifesting. And so now I have this breath tool that's cracking me open and helping me see things. And then I have another tool that's helping us with how to actually get there. And we both know that life can change in a moment's notice, right? So now with these tools, anything can happen. I always like to say that's when the magic happens. And the magic is going to be in this month. The magic is going to be in you guys learning how to do these processes and creating magic moments in your life, whether it's money or wealth or riches or just the quality of life that you've always imagined. Let's draw that to us like the magnets that we're meant to be. I mean, when I was laying in my breathwork session, one of the times over these 4 days, that was one of the things that came to me was that I was just a magnet for money, that money was coming into me and it was so powerful. And I can't wait to develop that even more and then get to share the results with you guys. So, what would it look like to you if we spent this month as our money month and really went hard, really went in deep into, yes, what could we do in our money world right now? I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see how things can go forward for you. And hey, it's going to be a really good experience. Really good experience. All right. Um, what would you like to know about manifesting? What would you like to know about bringing money into your life in the way that you've always imagined? And what do you think's holding you back? How are you stuck? What what is your limiting belief regarding living at the level that you think you should be living at? I'm curious for these answers because I can use it to develop into our upcoming programming. So let's get together. Let's next week, every Monday at 11:10 is when I do these lives. And I want you to be there. I want you to be commenting as we go and to really deeply understand how this material can help you. All right. Well, I love you. I hope you have a magnificent day. You are meant for greatness, my friend. Let's do this together. Take care.